Welcome to the latest and definitely the greatest. Here's to you.
Okay. Five, four, three, two, and one.
Hey, hi, my cool friends, and welcome to the channel of Haunted History. I am your spooky host, Manda K, with the saying, you can take the girl out of the paranormal, but not the paranormal out of the girl. And I bring haunted hotspots right to your location. This place is no secret to being haunted. Welcome to Graceland Cemetery, right from my hometown, Chicago. Graceland was established in 1860 by Thomas Bryan. He was a lawyer and he purchased the original 80 acres and received a perpetual charter from Illinois in 1861 and soon hired H.W.S. Cleveland to plan its park-like appearance. Now, with Mr. Bryan as president of the cemetery company, many prominent Chicagoans joined the board of managers, including Chicago's first mayor and real estate entrepreneur William Ogden. Many other wealthy Chicagoans followed suit. They purchased large family lots and landscape rooms. Now, I looked up the meaning of landscape rooms is where they have a gardener take care of your resting place. So now that we know that, Graceland expanded eastward and northwest to encompass its present size of 119 acres. So when Graceland grew, Simon's innovation design used native plants to create the cemetery's landscape, which today makes it one of the most beautiful places in Chicago for residents and tourists to visit like me. Today, Graceland is owned and operated by the trustees of Graceland Cemetery Improvement Funds, a nonprofit trust. Graceland holds so many fascinating stories. There's private eyes, public figures, baseball and boxing greats, merchants, inventors, as well as my specialty, ghosts. And I've chosen my favorite three. So, let's begin. An eerie statue lingers in Graceland, and it's over the burial of Dexter Graves. The Graves family was one of Chicago's earliest settlers, arriving from Ohio in 1831, with an inscription on the back of the slab that reads, "Brought the first colony to Chicago, consisting of 13 families arriving here on July 15th of 1831 from Ashtabula, Ohio, on the schooner the Telegraph." But this wasn't Mr. Graves' first resting place. He was first buried at the old cemetery, which is the present site of Lincoln Park. Dexter Graves passed away in 1844 at the age of 55, and the statue that's over his resting place is the most menacing. The statue is bronze with a black granite backdrop created by American sculptor Laredo Taft. When you see the statue, you'll never forget it. The statue goes by two names depending on who you ask. Eternal Silence is the most common name, and I think the most proper name, and the other name is Statue of Death, the one I'm more familiar with. And I think the reason why this is due to the story that if you look into the eyes of the hooded figure, meaning statue, you will see a vision of your own death. Now, I have seen the statue in person, but at the time was too scared to look to see if it was true. But if I were to go back now, I look for my curiosity and truth. Now, on to the next resting place, Ludwig Wolff. Wolff immigrated with his family from Germany to Chicago in 1854 when he was 18. Shortly after his arrival, he started a small plumbing business that specialized in making copper and brass devices for candy and alcohol manufacturers. By 1876, Wolff had a large plumbing supply factory, so he built a large new Chicago plant at Carroll and Fulton Street in 1887. As indoor plumbing was becoming more common by the 19th century, Wolff began a wide array of plumbing items for homes, businesses, schools, and hospitals. Wolf operations, though, began to shrink during the Great Depression, and his company stopped operating shortly after World War II. Just a little backstory on Ludwig Wolf. Now, his burial spot is something else, and personally my favorite at Graceland. You see, during Mr. Wolf's lifetime, it was rumored he was feared of being buried alive. He never was, but it was a very common, and for some, and I think it still is. Mr. Wolf passed away April 14th of 1911 at the age of 75. His burial has steps leading down to his resting place. The doors are now barred because of his fear, and there's bells and whistles that accommodate his tomb. And Wolf's tomb is one of the creepiest, and again, my favorite. People have reported seeing the ghost of Ludwig Wolf, as well as some sort of wolfhound pacing in front of his resting place, especially night on a full moon. And I've also seen this in person. So I went down the steps, the barred metal doors, and there are claw marks on the doors of something trying to get in or out. But for my skeptics, you can come up with your own theory to the claw marks because anything is possible. I do understand. And now for my last story, The Girl in Glass, Agnes Clark. One of the most well-known and mysterious grave markers at Graceland. 6-year-old Agnes was out on a picnic with her family when she was struck by lightning during a summer thunderstorm and was killed by the lightning. There's other versions to this story that she was accidentally locked out of the house or intentionally locked out as punishment and was struck and killed by lightning. But either story you choose to believe, she did die from a lightning strike. There's a few more other stories involving her, but my video is already really long. Agnes did pass away in 1880, and her statue is memorialized in a glass box, and her ghost stories are numerous. It's been reported during thunderstorms. The statue disappears because she's afraid of lightning. Honestly, who can blame her? We get really bad storms here in Illinois, and her statue has been seen crying, and many children have seen her ghost. Her presence is always felt near her burial and around close by. Her grave personally is really creepy, and you can definitely sense something there. I always get chills there. Toys and coins surround her grave and have been seen moving as if being played with. And I know your eyes can play tricks on you, so you need to go see for yourself. Let me know if you go and share your stories with me. I love to hear them. But I must vanish. Thank you everyone for listening and watching these haunted tales. It means so much to me. I love you all so much, including Pat Lou, who edits these videos. Like, share, subscribe, and see you on the next Haunted History Tour. Have a beautiful day with Fright.